All right, welcome to the CNET stage at CES 2014 in Las Vegas. I'm Donald Bell, he's Eric Franklin, and we're here to talk about tablets. It's Tablet Talk with Donald and Eric.
It's a new show.
The
First episode
show,
right
yep,
here.
right here.
No more episodes after this, though.
Tablet Talk.
Yeah.
You know, say that over and over again.
Yeah, just keep saying Tablet Talk.
Okay.
I'm just, I haven't talked to you all week.
I know.
Like, I think
That's
I've talked to
actually
you
why I
like
booked this
5
show,
minutes so we can catch up.
Yeah,
I hope you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've talked to you for literally like 5 minutes. Because I don't get to talk tablets with you that much anymore. Like, I usually talk tablets with you, and like you went CNET TV, so we don't really get to do this that much.
No, this is good. Not everyone can see it. So tell me about the tablets of CES.
What do you want to know?
Well, I know you've got a roundup here. I'm going to go off the roundup.
Okay.
First off, the Snakebite Viper, a 3-in-1 home gaming console and tablet in your hands.
Right. That's basically a 7-inch tablet. It has a kind of a customized interface. It has a dock that you connect the tablet to, and then you can hook it to your TV. It comes with a remote control. You can control it with your remote control, like you can watch Netflix movies and stuff like that.
All right.
It's $200, and for an extra $50, you can get this Bluetooth gaming controller, and it's Android-based, so it plays Android games. But the problem with this, and a lot of these kind of gimmicky tablets like this, is that it's too expensive. It's $200 for a kind of streaming box. It's portable, yeah, but it's a kind of a streaming box gaming device. If I'm going to play games on my TV, I'm going to play Xbox 360, I'm going to play PS3. Those are both $200.
I feel like especially if they're going for the gaming thing, there's already these systems that are dedicated towards Android gaming content, like the Ouya, or even what NVIDIA's like the
Shield, yeah, which can connect to your TV via HDMI.
And I feel like also the fact that you can use like a Bluetooth controller with your tablet and connect your tablet up over HDMI, that's a feature that has been in like every Android tablet of the last year.
Yeah, it's not
without them really putting that up front as something that you go buy it and do.
It's not really doing anything new. I mean, it's it gives you the remote control, and for an extra $50, like I said, then you get the Bluetooth controller. But like you said, it's there's nothing novel here.
Is it the dock? Is it the dock that makes it kind of cool?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. The dock, it has an IR blaster on it. You can control it with the dock then. You control it with the remote controller. I mean, it's on the list, Donald.
Well,
so that's why we're talking about it.
I have to give it to them. At least they came up with a really badass name.
Yeah.
The Snakebite Viper.
Yeah, it's like a new Cobra character.
Right.
It's like a new G.I. Joe toy, like coming this summer, the Snakebite Viper or something.
All right, next one's got a pretty great name too, but not quite as, macho.
It's kind of an ironical name for sure.
The Toshiba Excite.
Yes. 7.
Yeah. Because there's been Excites before that we've been more or less excited about.
Yeah, I've yet to be excited about one of them, to be honest. And
that's always the first thing, and that's like the first rule of product naming is name it exactly the opposite of what it is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's all, that's, that's subjective, I guess, right? I mean, I'm sure there's excited about it. It's $99, it's Android-based, it has, modest specs, and if you want a functional Android tablet from Toshiba, this is one that you can buy.
Says Eric Franklin from
back
CNET
of the box,
on
right
the box.
there.
Right? If you want a functional
you can
tablet,
buy this tablet.
If you want a functional, forgettable device that
you
no
have
one will
money,
tease you for.
You can spend money on this.
All right. Excite 7, hands-on. Go check it out. Asus Transformer Book Duet TD300. Now, we put a few of these 2-in-1 tablet laptop-y devices on our must-see list.
Sure.
I think this might have been one of them. This is a dual, not just dual boot, but like a switchable OS. So you can go from Windows 8.1 to Android.
Yeah, really quickly. Like, there you go. It's happening in like 2-3 seconds. So that's cool. It has Windows-based specs. It has Core i7, I believe, inside. 128 gigs of storage. It's kind of a neat idea. In that you get the dual boot Windows and Android, and you're getting the powerful specs of a Windows machine on Android.
Sure.
So if you like if you.
But the tablet itself, I mean, a lot of the Windows tablets I've seen, they're chunky. They haven't quite gone as thin as
Android tablets.
Yeah. So I'm imagining it's still suffering from that.
It does still suffer because it has those Windows, that Intel-based architecture. So it's always going to be a little bit thicker than like your NVIDIA or Qualcomm-based architecture.
All right, but
tablet
do you
stuff.
feel like this is one of the big tablet stories of CES? Is this guy?
I think it's the start of a big tablet story for 2014. I think you're probably going to see a lot of dual boot, easily switchable Android, Windows tablets, and this is probably this is the first one. So
All right. Next up, the Acer Iconia B1720.
Right.
Now, the naming people have clearly phoned it in at this point.
Yeah, it's like a router name almost. No, so yeah, this is another like one of those cheap, modestly spec tablets. If you just want just pure function, you don't want to do anything special. You just want a tablet that you can, I guess, stream movies on. Surf the web, check email. It's pretty cheap. I think it's 129, I believe. It's one of those things because I'm such a hardware guy. I get excited about like high resolution screens, bright screens. This one, it feels like almost like specs wise, it feels like a tablet from 2012.
Right.
It has like a 1024 by 600 resolution screen. That's not exciting. It's not exciting to me. But for someone who doesn't care about that kind of stuff and doesn't want to pay that kind of money.
I do feel like there's that
much
whole
money.
segment of Android tablets, and it's been here for a while, but it's rare that I see names like Acer or even Toshiba even bother with it, of like the tablets that you just fall into. As like the person who buys it just, like I'm at, electronics store X and there's a bin of these tablets here on sale that, are $200. I'm, whatever the name is, it works, I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Like that's for that person.
Like
I know
like
a
a
lot
flagship device where like you're going to the specific store to buy this.
Exactly. That's
Snakebite.
who that's for.
Right.
That's for those bargain bin shoppers who just want a tablet, just want an Android tablet, doesn't care about specs and stuff like that, and it'll probably work. Another back of the box quote from
Eric Franklin. Seen as Eric Franklin.
It'll probably
work. All right. Asus.
Yes. Again.
Vivo Tab Note 8. This is
Yes.
them starting with an actual stylus-oriented tablet, kind of getting into the Samsung Note realm.
Yeah, it's kind of taken on Samsung, although this one is running Windows 8.1, not Android. And, people are interested in using their tablets with a stylus. This one is using Windows, so there's not really that much like native functionality for the stylus built in, like the Samsung Note. Samsung Note, you can search by just writing, and you don't have to type anything in.
Yeah.
This one, I'm not sure if it has that. When we use it this week, it didn't really have that kind of functionality. There
Now,
it is right there.
answer me this question:
All
Is this ever going to go away, where the branding is very specifically in one orientation?
You know what I'm wondering what's ever going to go away? The Nexus 7 2012 design from Asus. I feel like they've been leveraging that. They've been leveraging that for like a year and a half now. That's what I'm wondering.
I know. I know there's not a lot to be done about making a tablet that much sexier at this point. It's a slab of plastic.
It is.
All the content
Black
is really
bezel.
basically the screen.
Usually.
Screen quality, black
Yeah.
bezel. But I really feel like the branding annoys me. Just in my Type A.
Right.
If I want to use it this way and have Asus running
Right.
up and down, it just feels.
Yeah, you just want to throw it across the room when you see that Asus upside down.
Exactly. You know how I get all rageful.
I do.
Acer, the A1A30, another tablet here from CES 2014.
That one, yes.
What makes this one
Uh,
memorable?
Well, it's basically like a slight upgrade from the A1 A20, which came out I think last summer. It seems like it has a little thinner design. It still has this but again, it has this low resolution screen. It's one of those hey, it's functional. It works. It's $150. You don't want a lot of high specs. You don't want a lot of features. You just want a tablet that works. It has a larger than usual screen for a small tablet, 7.9 instead of 7-inch. But then it has that 1024 by 600 resolution, which is always disappointing to me.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of a I'm kind of a graphics snob when it comes to that kind of stuff.
All right, I got another question for you.
All right,
You got to
shoot.
answer this honestly.
All right.
Are some of these designed just to be used as a cheap tablet for the bathroom?
I would imagine so.
I don't care what the resolution is as long as it's $200.
Right,
disposable.
right. I just need to, I need it for 5 minutes at a time, pretty much, and it needs to be portable. So yeah, I think you're right. I think you're onto something.
They should make the naming more suggestive of that.
The Asus. Well, it is called the B. Was it the A1?
This
That's
is
the
the A1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The B1 maybe
know.
for bathrooms.
Depends. Maybe maybe different tablets for different uses.
Yeah.
All right, Samsung. Finally, we're kind of getting into.
Something
I mean, let's be honest. Samsung kind of owns the high-end
Android.
you know, not iPad
Yeah.
tablet category.
For sure,
What
for
are they
sure.
showing off here at CES?
Yeah, they're showing off something pretty exciting. They're showing off the new Pro line, the Note Pro and the Tab Pro. The Tab Pro comes in 8.4, 10.1, and 12.2 inch sizes.
Is that
and
the first time going up to 12.2?
that's the first time they've gone there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Toshiba had like a 13 inch a couple years ago.
That's right.
But yeah, and the Note Pro, which is you know, stylus-based tablet, goes up to 12.2 inches. And you know, it's high-end specs, 2560 by 1600 resolution on all of them, even the the smaller 8.4. You know, using, you know, high-end Exynos processor, 3 gigs of RAM. You know, you can do multi-window. You can have 4 apps running concurrently on the 12.2 inch screen.
So that's part of the story here. Is the update is also the interface for it has been updated.
So yeah, so it's widget based. It's all widget based now. I mean, you can still go back and you can look at app icons if you want to, but most of it is just widget based. So you can have, basically, you can have your weather on your left side. You can have news, you know, on the right. You can have below that. You can have like your recent apps and stuff like that. It's just a much more graphical, hopefully much more, for most people, intuitive interface. For me, it was a little hard to get used to, but for someone just starting their tablet career, whatever.
Where do you fall in that debate, though, about
Yeah.
kind of pure Android versus like the skinned Android? I mean, Samsung is really big on their particular version and
Right.
skin of
Now,
Android, and
so
like
that'd be
HTC.
a question for you, actually. How do you feel about TouchWiz, Donald?
I think TouchWiz is what they should call the bathroom tablets, right?
Right.
No, but I mean, I know it's a big, it's a big
Well
debate.
done. Well
you know?
done, sir.
But I mean, because the more Samsung invests on making the Android experience on the tablet their specific flavor of it,
Yeah.
they're alienating some people, but they're also hopefully chasing after
Like a new
a
market,
person
like,
who's
yeah.
only going to seek out a Samsung tablet because of that experience, right?
Right. As a person that's, you know, people that are fans of the Samsung interface, people who, you know, maybe haven't used tablets before. I think that, honestly, the TouchWiz has come a long way since when you were reviewing tablets. It's much more customizable. It's much more useful. Has like a lot more features than even, you know, stock pure Android 4.3, 4.4. I've, like, in the last couple of months, I've really come to like TouchWiz, and this is kind of an evolution of that. That's just much more graphical, but still just as customizable. I'm kind of excited about it. You know, I haven't used it that much. You know, I got a few moments to use it this week with Samsung. But you know, it has a lot of potential. So,
All right,
you
all right,
know.
and then also in that Samsung family was the Note Pro. This was the 12.2 inch
Yeah.
mega tablet.
So yeah, there's a Tab Pro that's 12.2 inch. There's a Note Pro that's 12.2 inch. This is just a stylus version of that same tablet. Exact same specs as the 12.2 Tab Pro. Just it uses a stylus if you want a stylus.
Right.
If you're so inclined to use a stylus. Yes.
I never got the
stylus
stylus bug. Yeah, never did something for me.
Yeah.
Needed to
same
take an art
here.
class.
Yeah.
Alcatel
Well,
One Touch Pop 7 and Pop 8.
Yes, yes. I think the kind of like defining feature about these tablets is that they're going to offer, if they come out here. Alcatel tells me they'll be released in North America this year. They didn't
Sure.
really say the U.S., but you know, they didn't. I pushed them, and they were like, "Oh,
Canadians, get ready.
yeah, they were just silent. But so like, the 7-inch will be under $200 and will offer LTE. The 8-inch will be under $300 and offer LTE as well. That's pretty cheap for cellular LTE-based tablets. Usually, if you're going to go that, you know, the LTE cellular small tablet route, you're going to pay, you know, upwards of $350. So
Now, I remember back in the day.
back in the day,
Back in the
the
day
good
of
old
tablets.
days,
That was
2
like
years ago.
That was the first strike against the iPad. Was like a wave of tablets that were all carrier attached. And They all
Yeah.
came with 3G
Right.
data, and there was no way you could get around it. If you were
Right.
going to buy that first wave of like Galaxy tabs,
Right.
they were all carrier subsidized.
If you're going to buy that, you're going to be stuck with it for 2 years, pretty much.
But
yeah.
then I felt like everyone came to their senses, and
Yeah.
all the Android tablets you were going to buy would be Wi-Fi only, and maybe you would buy like a
month-to-month kind of plan,
Right.
or you could like just, you know, attach it to your current plan. If you have a cell phone plan, you can attach it like that. They a lot of them are offering that kind of stuff.
Right, so-
None of them are trying to lock you in anymore.
Okay.
Which is great. Yeah, that
so
answers your question.
it's still a thing though to go out and buy your tablet at a Verizon store or something and come with like a month by month.
Yeah,
4G
yeah,
plan.
that's still a thing. That still happens. Yeah, I mean, luckily they're not trying to, like I said, they're not trying to lock you in for 2 years. It's a little bit more freeing these days.
Yeah. All right. So what on this list do you think, if you're putting as the one you had to write about, or actually be excited about?
I had to write about all of them.
Well, I know, but as like the tablet, the takeaway tablet of CES 2014.
I mean, probably the Pro line from Samsung, the Galaxy Pro line. I just think that, at CES, I want to see something exciting. I want to see vendors doing something risky. I want to see them doing something that's, kind of off the beaten path of tablets. Like, oh, here's another tablet with, app icons and whatever. And that's fine. That works. It's functional. But at CES, I want to be excited, so I'm being kind of selfish here. So those things excite me because they're doing something really different.
Now, but these are not all the tablets we're seeing this year, right? I mean, CES is not historically the place where the big tablets, aside from maybe the Samsung crop, will come out.
Yeah, right? I think over the last couple of years, Mobile World Congress has kind of been more of a kind of a staging ground for tablet debuts. I think we're going to probably see. I think it's kind of a good in between. It's still early in the year, so they get that quarter one buzz. But it's a little bit later than January, so they have a little bit more time to work on it.
So if you had to project, though, what you might be seeing at Mobile World Congress, what we didn't see here, who are the players that you think are going to be showing something off worth getting excited about?
Well, I'm really excited about, NVIDIA announced the NVIDIA Tegra K1 this week. It's a new processor. It's supposed to be as powerful.
Like supercomputer processor.
Yeah, well,
right?
They say that, but then they go, well, it's as powerful as a 360 or PS3, graphically, which is not really a super. I don't know. Is that a supercomputer? How do we define supercomputers these days? Does that change like every year? Is it like Moore's law?
They're all supercomputers.
I'm getting really
Eric.
geeky right here. I'm sorry. I guess this is the place to get geeky.
This is
right?
You're in the right place.
Fine.
Good audience.
What's your question? No, I'm just playing.
Tablets to get excited about. K1 tablets.
No, I know.
I like that.
It. Yeah, I'm really excited to see tablets announced with that process. I'm really excited to see what that can actually do. But the thing about that is like, yes, you have the 360, you have the PS3. Those are really capable devices. But those are also the best game developers in the world working on those two devices, and making their engines and fine tuning their engines and really getting to know the hardware. You don't really see that much on Android. You don't see. I mean, you might get some good developers on there, but you don't see that many.
So, but you're talking about Android gaming specifically, right? To like maximize that gaming performance from an Android tablet or an Android box, like a Ouya or something like that.
Right, exactly. You don't really get to see that kind of stuff, and a lot of these developers don't have that.
That was the claim from the NVIDIA conference, right? Was that Android gaming was going to be like the future of where things are going. Yeah,
they were saying that. I'm not buying it. I'm gonna still choose to do my gaming on like my console gaming, my console boxes, my dedicated console box, my Nintendos, I was almost at Sega. Man, how old am I? My Sonys, my Microsofts. I'm gonna do it on my PC, high-end PC, so like that Project Christine, that kind of stuff. I don't know, I'm getting off subject here, but that's what I really want to talk about.
What you really
talk
want
about Project Christine, because that thing is amazing. It probably would never come out.
It still sounds like weird science to me. Like you start naming your supercomputers after women.
After women,
it's a little bit.
Weird.
It sounds lonely.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lonely time in that lab.
Weird Science, great movie though. Can we
let's talk about that. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, but we're talking about the projection for this year beyond CES.
Right.
K1 tablets, interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other? Like Nokia? Is Nokia coming out? I'm trying to think of the people who aren't represented here at CES.
I mean, hopefully you'll see a new version of Surface tablets. Hopefully they'll probably go in a more refined direction. Surface 2 was fine. It was a fine upgrade from the first Surface. I'm hoping to see a new design from that. I'm hoping to see a little bit more powerful specs, a little bit more thoughtfulness on Microsoft's part in designing that. It's pretty good, but it just didn't push it far enough above the first Surface. You'll probably see new Nexus tablets.
I still feel like, isn't there like a stockpile of Surfaces like buried in like the Nevada desert here somewhere that they didn't sell?
Right, exactly.
Like I'm glad they're iterating on it, but I also don't really have a sense that it did what they wanted it to.
Yeah, I don't think it did. I mean, I think you're touching on something that's. I think you're right about that. I think it's kind of a weird thing because it's a productivity tablet, but it's not that powerful. So it's and it has the kickstand, so it's not. You have it on your lap or something like that. It's not really that comfortable. You always do the lap test.
It turns into wearable tech at that point. You're balancing it on your
exactly the lap test. What that means.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Eric, for talking to me, for doing some
You're
tablet
welcome,
talk
Donald.
with Donald Bell and Eric Franklin. We are going to have more coverage here at CES. And you can stay tuned for all of it at ces.cnet.com. We've got Bill Detweiler heading to the stage shortly to break apart another expensive device and cracking open. So stay tuned.